All right, we have your last and final poetry style. I can't tell if everybody's watching all these videos, so I really hope that everyone is, especially when you see the last poem on this page. But these ones are kind of silly ones. These are called Who, What, Where, When, Why poems, which I kind of like. It was fun. I'd never done this one before. So let me show you first. I always like to highlight one sort of element of poetry style. And today I went for imagery. Imagery seemed like a good one since you're currently trying to paint a picture by giving us all those 5 W's. That who, who's it about, what's it about, where is it taking place, when is it taking place, and why is it taking place. So it says, good writers use imagery to paint pictures with their words in the reader's mind. When poems are well written, your sense of sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing are affected. Great writers choose words that create imagery in the reader's mind. So I like this one because it's telling you all about those 5 W's to make sure you get a clear picture of what's going on. So there was no little poetry page that went along with this one. So I wanted to show you first the page that would have been printed out in your packet if you printed it out from the very start. So it says who, what, when, where, why poem, the 5W poem. So it says these poems are 5 lines long. The poem should tell a story. So this is going to be a full story, or it's going to give a strong picture of someone or something. It says each line should answer one of the W questions in the order listed above. When you read the poem, it should sound like 2 sentences put together. So, for example, they had one called Recycling. It says, a politician listened to an idea for a new law last week in the Senate at the state capitol building. She wanted to help the state with recycling. So this is the way that I think about this one. This is a story that you just told, and the way that you told this story was by telling us who, the politician, the what, that they listened to an idea for a new law, when, it happened last week in the Senate, where, it was at the state capitol building, and why did this all happen? She wanted to help the state with recycling. So it's kind of a story. So this one's called Drumming. The kids in the group drummed to the beat last night in the basement. Their band was rehearsing for a performance. So these are kind of meant to be like your first 4 lines are kind of like sentence number 1, and then your last line is like sentence number 2, okay? And then this one's called The Big Game. I got ready for the softball game yesterday after school at the ball field in town. We had a game against the Blue Jays. These are kind of poems that could help you with your real writing too, which is kind of cool. So I came up with 2. I didn't really do the 2 sentences thing. I was just having more fun making it one big long sentence. So I did Smelly Ellie, which is sometimes what we call our dog. So I said, Elliot is a dog that whines every day by his food bowl because he feels like he's being starved to death. And then I also did one about Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson is the principal at Cathcart that rides his bike at recess all around the whole school because he's the absolute best. So my advice for a who, what, where, when, why poem, start with your who, and then once you've got an idea of who the who is, it's pretty easy to figure out what they're doing, when they were doing it, where they were doing it, and why they were doing it. And what's important to know for these poem styles, though, is that it has to be in this order. You can't bounce around or it won't fully make sense. So then I wrote one more, and this one's titled Summer. Says, the students in Mrs. Glassy's class are all done with school from now until September at their homes on vacation or at the beach because it's summer vacation. Yay for you guys. I can't believe it. It's absolutely bananas crazy. Share these videos on Flipgrid. Maybe you could do your own summer one. That'd be kind of fun. You could also do Zoom. If you finish this before Friday, we would have time. And then you can always share it with your family as well.